Hello, my name is Lana Grindley and I am a fibre artist from Kendal in Cumbria. Welcome to my studio. So I am here today to show you, to give an introduction to the world of tufting. So the first thing you are going to need to get is a tufting gun. There are lots online. It's becoming more popular now, so I would recommend finding a website with a lot of good reviews and also having a bit of support network because when you're starting off there is a lot of questions. Then you need to get yourself some wool. I would recommend starting off with the ball wool because it's easier to use, it's a bit softer and it's a good place to start. But then once you're happy with doing that, you can move on to the rug wool, which is hardier, stronger and better if you are wanting to make rugs. I however make tapestries, so I use a combination of both. Then you're going to need yourself a tufting frame. As you can see, it's a simple square, been drilled together with supporting feet. Excuse the mess, but you also need to weight it down, I would recommend. To hold the backing in place, you need to install the carpet grippers all around the sides. Another good feature is a hook at the top, and that helps feed the wool into the gun. So this is the back of the frame, so you work back to front, and this is the front of the frame. So as you can see, the work I do on the back then comes through, and that is then the front. So you also are going to need some backing to put onto the frame, onto the carpet grippers. You can get your tufting fabric online, but I tend to use Hessian, which I just get from the local craft store. I got a roll of it because it's cheaper to buy in bulk. You then are going to turn your attention to the gun. I always give it a quick clean with a paintbrush, and that gets rid of all the fibre, which can sometimes clog up the gun. Sometimes you need to oil it as well, just to lubricate it. You can use sewing machine oil. Here in my hand there is just a floristry wire, and that's what I use to thread the gun because it's really flexible and I just find it easy to quickly pull it through. You want to first put it through the guide at the top of the gun, and then you want to thread it through the front of the gun, and that actually punches the wool into the cloth. You then want to think about your design and get that drawn up onto your Hessian. I'd always recommend tightening your Hessian throughout the process of tufting, and that keeps it well in place. Okay, so a few health and safety things to consider when using the gun. Always make sure it's unplugged when you're cleaning or threading it. Always kind of get your hair tied back when you're using it, or anything loose, make sure it's all secure. I'd always recommend having your legs shoulder width apart, engage your core, because when you're moving up and down it is quite heavy. To start off, I would make sure the point is completely out and that goes into the Hessian, and then we can pulse it like that, and that gives you a bit more control. I know on the blue ones you do have different speeds, but on this it's just one speed, so you need to get used to how fast this can go. And when you get to the top, then you just snip off, and you might have to build many layers of wool to kind of get the effect you want, but I hope that helps. It can take a while to get used to the feel of the gun, and that's very normal, but I would always recommend having trial and error with different types of wool and thicknesses. You can have 2 strands in the gun at once as well, and that helps thicken things up. I'd always trim both sides because that ensures that things don't get tangled up, especially on the back. So this is some of my most recent work. I've used lots of different techniques, including needle punching, embroidery, felting and the tufting gun. So I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll show you some more techniques another time.